and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca. Happy 10th of June, everybody. So I have taken this section off, sort of moved stuff about. I think because of the way where I've done this one up to further down, I think it works out that 28 is a bit more of a skinny one, and this column's going to end up a bit more of a fatter one, but I'm all for it. So we're on a fatter section today for day 10. I hope everybody had a fabulous weekend. And yeah, is fit and ready and fighting for the week. So the pen I'm using today was gifted to me by Saskia, so thank you, Saskia. So this is going to be my single placing pen. I do also have my multi-placer on the end of our June launch pen, and I have an AB pen. So we do have some ABs on here, and I am going to be able to multi-place some of them. So I'm going to start with my ABs, and I'm going to start with all this multi-placing that I'm going to get away with in her hair. I've not actually shaken this tray or anything. I probably could do with doing it. I just saw, oh, there's a few lines of ABs. We're all right. We'll just go in and see how far we get. So I'm just going to go with it. But I do have a little bunch of them down here if I do need to give them a bit more of a shake to get them all lined up. So comments, etc. I have quite a few comments. I'm hoping that today we get up to the comments that actually started at the beginning of the June waffle. I did not think it would take us potentially 10 days to get there. But just so you know, I am filming this just a little bit in advance because today, being Monday, is the day that I will be lost in the shop, manically packing as many orders as humanly possible before the postie comes, so that all your new goodies from launch can be winging their way to you. So before that sort of starts, like I did used to pack over the weekend, but now we have a business account with Royal Mail. While I can still technically pack over the weekend, I have to, on every individual order that I label up, I have to tell it that I am packing it for Monday and put the date in for Monday. On every single one of them. There's no quick way of doing it, not that I've found anyway. There's no quick way of just telling it, I'm packing Monday orders, sir, please listen to me for all the orders that I pack. And yeah, it actually slows things down a whole lot. And if I forget, it potentially causes problems when they come to pick up the post / billing me. And yeah, it's not user friendly for the small business that might want to get ahead and do some weekend work. So due to that, I do find that just preparing as much as possible and then going full force from Monday morning works the best. And I tend to get most of the orders out. That occasionally there's ones that may need, an extra step doing, or we do a lot of preparation for orders, but we may not count individual sheets of stickers and things like that, and there may be a few that need printing for an order, so sometimes that will wait until the following day, just so that I can get as many out as possible. But so I thought one of those prep things is to ensure that my whip and waffles go up for June. So yeah, I'm just doing them a little bit in advance, which is probably why you've not had whether I've got quilting done this weekend or not kind of update. That will probably be Wednesday before I can give you an update for that one, because I am going to get a couple of days done just in case you know, orders do take longer than expected or anything. I definitely want to make sure that they are all out before I relax again a little bit more and then get my whip and waffles a little bit more back to normal. So, comments, etc. Doro be punked. Still love that username. She says she's been spending a few days away in Cole with her best friends. They had a lot of fun, delicious food, and lots of time to talk and spend time together, which is sometimes just the best. You don't always need entertaining, you just need good company and a relaxing atmosphere, and then you feel like you can catch up a little bit more or a bit better. Okay, how on earth did I pick up those diamonds then? I have managed to pick up the ABs with 2 and then a huge gap and then 2 more. I think I might need to put some more in here. I think multi-placing with these is getting a little bit hard. Then again, I haven't got a huge amount. Let's go back to my single placer. She says now she is back to catching up with all the videos that have been uploaded, and she has also missed diamond painting. So she's just dotting and listening to my waffle. She says thank you, she says, and she hopes that I had an amazing weekend and good weather, which I did. I had both. Thank you ever so much. We were very blessed with the weather being mild. I wouldn't say it was hot, but I wouldn't say it was particularly cold either. So that made for a very nice weekend. Because if it's going to rain, it's quite often the weekend. Edward says his wife is a self-taught quilter. She has a wonderful older digital long arm. Oh, very nice. It was an older machine but had a very low stitch count, and apparently it is a Swiss made by Bernina. That's probably why I can't pronounce it if it's Swiss. I always have enough trouble with Swiss names as it is. Apart from I can say Kallax. Depends which IKEA product. But yeah, very good that she has a long arm. I reckon that will help loads. But I am definitely not up for getting one of those, as much as, you know, dream of big houses and infinite money to spend on supplies. I don't think that is within my budget or space. Maybe if I'm still quilting in many, many years to come, when children have moved on, it might be a different matter. Kaz says, hi Rebecca, she says she is a little bit late to the party, a little bit later watching my walking in the rain. She says, how are you? She says she hopes I'm keeping well. She's glad that I am enjoying a new craft. Always good to enjoy multiple crafts, to be fair. She says the painting looks fantastic. Yes, we'll be on the home stretch for walking in the rain once June Waffle is finished and we pick it back up again. So yeah, I can't wait to see that one like in all its full glory, because I am definitely getting to the colourful parts on that now, which I do really enjoy seeing those colours pop even more. The Trucking Scribe says they've never had lemon on pancakes, but it sounds good. It does. Lemon with a sprinkling of sugar. Oh, you just can't beat it. I don't think it can be beaten as a pancake topping. You can vary things up by all means and have something a little bit different for a change, but I think you can't beat the basic staple lemon and sugar. But that is my opinion on that one. Mysterious Days, she says she is so behind on waffles, so she is binging on the ones that she's missed while she is waiting for June Waffle to begin. She says, but she will say, she says she has started the diamond painting for her next event. For the event, as she's chosen to focus on at least working towards, oh hang on, I think this glue dot might need a little bit of settling in. So she's focused on working towards finishing her 2 large whips in the hopes of cutting down how many she has going on at once. She says, it might not last, but a girl can hope. Yeah, see, I do like having multiple whips on the go. I really enjoyed it when I did it last year. I think my timing was just off with it. I had too many on the go close to December, and it just needed tidying up. Also, it doesn't help that in the summer, I don't tend to diamond paint as much as I do in other times of the year. It tends to just slow down a little bit for me. Sometimes I get a chunk done, but it tends to definitely go in phases. Whereas in winter, you know, you just tuck in for the evening a lot quicker. And then I tend to get more done. Right, this glue dot is starting to get on my little nerves. So let me grab tweezers. Let's get that glue dot out of there. Put the lid back on my tweezers before I stab myself. Roll the glue dot into a little bit of a sausage and bob it back in. And let's see if it will behave itself now. I don't necessarily think it wasn't sticky, but I do think it was also placed a little bit funny in the placer. It just wasn't sitting quite right, and it was having a moment. Having a sweet moment. Okay, let's go for here. I think because I've not done those outline ones like I normally do, I think I am confusing myself at the moment. So I might just do this colour and then get those outlines done, because that's what I've done on all the other sections. And I think because I've not done it on this one, it's looking a bit weird to me. She says June will be another challenge for her, as she's made it a challenge to take a 30-minute walk, weather permitting, every day to start getting back into fitness. After gaining multiple pant sizes over the last 3 years. She said anyone who's willing / wanting to join her can. So if you fancy giving yourself another little challenge of walking 30 minutes a day, it's definitely likely to be a bit nicer weather for that one. If you want to join in, definitely better than doing it in December. Get your momentum up now while the weather is likely to be milder. She says nothing special. She says literally all you have to do is walk for 30 minutes a day at whatever pace you're comfortable at, even on a treadmill, if that's an option for you. She says eventually she wants to go ahead and do more, but baby steps are needed. as she's so out of shape. And quite often the hardest part can be the starting. Once you get the momentum, once you get the 30 days, once you get that it's automatic and doesn't feel like it's, I suppose, a chore anymore or a job, and you find you're enjoying it, then it's a lot easier to potentially increase it some days and do more and stuff like that. It's always easier once you've got that rhythm on the go. Okay, let's get this one on and get myself back straight. Woohoo! We are up to June Waffle comments. So thank you all so much for bearing with me, and thank you all so much for your comments. They will all still be read out, even if I don't get through them all on the June Waffle. And there may still be some comments that crop up that are on older whipping chats. I am basically reading them out in the order in which they were put on any video. So YouTube collates all my comments into one place, and I read the oldest first. So if there's any sort of life updates that people are giving us and all that sort of stuff, I'm reading them all in order. But we are up to June Waffle comments. The first always has more than any other day. I think just due to the excitement of June Waffle starting. But it's fun to be able to see how the conversation ebbs and flows. I love it. So Monique says, hi Rebecca. She says she's so happy to be part of June Waffle. So happy that you can join us for June Waffle. And I hope everybody is still getting their little bit of me time each day, whatever it may be. As you may know, even by the fact that I sometimes film a couple of videos in advance due to knowing that I've got busy days, or when we went away, I filmed a few in advance. I am still trying to ensure that even on days I'm not sort of filming and getting some diamond painting in that way, that I am taking some me time. Whether that be just enjoying a hot bath, which I love to do, or whether it be, quilting maybe is my latest one, or just something else, just spending a bit of time to do something that I want to do. That is still going on, so I'm still very much taking part in the June Waffle, even when I'm not on a day that I'm filming for the June Waffle. And the day you're watching this, Monday, will definitely be a big one where I'll need to make sure that I can carve out some time to get some me time, because it's always the busiest day of the month for me. So Kaz says she's trusting that I am well and enjoying the break away. She says she's blessed to be part of the annual June Whip and Chatter. She said she may not always leave a comment due to work commitments, but she'll endeavour to do her best. She says she doesn't have a new starter per se, but she will continue with her Diamond Art Studio City Streets in the Snow. Even if you are continuing on a current whip, then you are taking part well and truly. So yeah, whatever it is that you can fit in, everybody's schedule's different. Some people have time to do a couple. Some people are doing a few different projects, maybe for this event, maybe for another. Some people are combining them. Some people only get a small amount done in a day. Whatever it is that you're managing to do is absolutely perfect. Just get what you can done. Christina, she says she's a bit confused as to why I am having both. So both in relation to the pots and the trays. She says, why didn't you pour them directly into the tray when you had the stickers already on them? And were there just too many drills? So the main reason that I kitted up into pots and then have put into trays afterwards is because I have kitted up this event painting a couple of weeks before I was working on it. So that's the primary reason I didn't just kit up the ones that I had more than what would go in a tray, because some of these I have tipped the diamonds like straight into the tray and tipped all of them in out of the pot. So that is the main reason that I put them in both, is I kitted up into the tray a good week or so before this event started, and the only way having my trays out is safe with, you know, daily life, potentially having to move them, all that sort of stuff, is for them to be on my filming desk. And when I kitted up this painting, I still had quite a few days worth of filming to do. I like to do the kit up of this event a couple of weeks before the event starts, so that other people can join in and kit theirs up and have company while they're doing it. So that is the primary reason. Also, it is actually helpful for me to again, because of the filming, is helpful for me to have the labels on for all the pots, because I will be tipping the diamonds, the leftover at the end, into the pots, again then ready for when I am doing the dekitting video, and I will dekit from the pots. And again, that is because I will need this desk free to be able to film other videos in between. So there are a couple of videos that I do need to film. We're still having Fan Sales Friday. It's just delayed a little bit, just like the stuff's arrived in time, but then I didn't have time to ensure it was filmed for last week. So I do need to film the Fan Sales Friday videos for June. So I will have to move the trays once, but if I had to move the trays every week or every few days, you know, to film and then put them back, you bet your life I'd have knocked them everywhere. So that's the reason. Otherwise, I think if this was a way that I could diamond paint all the time, like in my own time, in the rest of the time, and I had a safe place for them, then I would have kitted them directly into the tray, unless there was too many, and then I'd have kept them in a pot or maybe even a baggie for the sort of extra ones. So yeah, it's primarily due to my YouTube schedule. It's just the best way to do it. So hopefully that helps. Cat Lady says she is working on placing 3 10s, some single placing and some multi placing. She says she hopes that I'm enjoying my breakaway, which I did. Thank you ever so much. 3 10s, lots of 3 10s sounds like a potential nightmare. But I can say that I'm working on a very colourful one at the moment. I am sure I will have one with plenty of 3 10s soon enough. Right, sorry, on that pause then, I just had a little break for me tea. For me tea, and then ended up doing a few other bits while I was at it. So, back to questions, etc. I've got a Rogue AB in here. That's not the pen I want. It's this one with the multi-placer on. Let's see if I can get back into the swing of a whip and waffle. So Carrie, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, what a wonderful start to the June waffle. She said she hopes that hubby and I are having a wonderful getaway. She's patiently waiting for her order. She said she's so excited for her tray and putty. She says she started her section for today a little bit before this video went live because it takes her longer to do her sections. She said she'll probably finish her painting before the end of June, depending on how her migraines cooperate. Let's hope they are on their best behaviour and go away is the answer to that one. That's for sure. She says, have a wonderful week. And you too, Carrie. Well and truly, I hope everybody has had and is having and is gonna have wonderful weeks. 2024 is the year to have an amazing time, and if it hasn't been, it needs to start now. That's for sure. Jess, she says, yay. She said it is June waffle time already. She finished quickly because she started while watching the June release video. She says she hopes we're having good weather while we're away, and she's excited to start on her new start or a new project for June. She'll be thoroughly enjoying summer break from homeschooling her son. She is in such great spirits today. Absolutely awesome news. I can't believe, I know I've noticed that a lot, I think it's primarily America, most children have broken up from school already. I don't know when they go back. I do think they go back earlier than in the UK, but ours don't break up until end of July, and they go back beginning of September. So I'm not quite sure sort of how it all works out, whether they get a bit longer in the summer. I don't know. But yeah, it is towards the end of July before our kids break up from school. They've just had a half term, or are just having a half term. So Megan's just finished hers and gone back, but hers was a little bit longer than sort of the national average. Oh, I picked this one up and I thought I'll just do this one because I've only got one of them up here, and then I've just spotted huge lines of them here. Oh well, I've picked it up now, so let's carry on. Liz, she says, thanks for doing the June waffle again this year. You are more than welcome. I do really enjoy it. It's very time consuming, but I do enjoy it so much. And hey, I will have a project completed for June, because otherwise I don't think I would have done. I don't even think Walking in the Rain would have finished in June. Just because I was only working on it on the actual waffle videos, and of course it takes a bit longer to be completed when I do that. She says she's finishing up a large diamond painting that she started on January the 1st. You go, girl, get that one finished, boxed off before we get to half of the year. She said it's called Potions by, oh hang on, I've moved about. I've managed to read part of one comment and then part of another. Obviously the break for my tea did me no good whatsoever. Anyway, let's go back. Liz, she says thanks for doing the June waffle. again this year. That was her comment. And then she said this will be her 3rd year. She finished her section about halfway through today's video, and while tempted to carry on, she has decided to start kitting up her Paint Gem Mini butterflies. She had major issues with static yesterday, so she left them overnight with a piece of tumble dryer sheet, she said, and it's so much easier today. I do think I should at some point, though it's a very, very daunting task, which doesn't quite excite me to start. I don't think it even would excite me to finish, but I'd be very grateful of it when it came time to actually kitting it up, is to pop bits of dryer sheets in every single one of my Paint Gem Mini diamonds. Just so that I knew, like, they're not all bad, but I just have so many kits. Even though I've done so many, I have so many still to do, that the thought of going through all the diamonds, of which some have 30 plus and even more diamonds in them, I'm like, do I really want to sit and put dryer sheets into hundreds of bags of diamonds when I'd need to cut the dryer sheets first? And the answer is no. Future me would be grateful, but current me would despise it. But yeah, maybe sometimes I should try and plan my kitting up videos on the basis of I do the first part of the video and then I put dryer sheets in all the ones that it's picked, and then I kit them up the next day. Maybe I should do that instead. Maybe that would work out better. Who knows? And then to go on to the next comment that I partly read, Anne, she says, a great start to June Waffle. She's finishing a large diamond painting that she started on January the 1st. It's called Potions by Diamond Art Club. It's 168 centimetres by 60 centimetres. That is big. That is big. She's given herself till Halloween to finish it. Okay, so you're setting yourself even more of a goal. I like that. That is actually a very, very big one. But she had it down to 60 by 60 by the beginning of May. Oh, so she's finishing it for the June Waffle. That will be nice, though. It will be. Back to my previous statement, trying not to put pressure on you, but it sounds like you've got it all in hand and you're nearly there anyway. Finishing it for June will be nice, and then you can start something afresh. And it's times like that that sometimes the June Waffle is you know, rather than kitting up a fresh painting, it's actually better to be like your mini driving force to finish a painting, to finish current whips, especially if you have a few on the go. It can work either way. It really depends on what helps your mindset, what you feel better doing. You know, if you potentially have deadlines on some things, it may be that actually, you know, the June Waffle and the spurt to finish is something that you need. Other times it may be that actually, quite frankly, you need a break from it, and therefore doing a different painting that you can start and complete is actually better for you. You really need to do what works for you and your mentality and your time that you have and all the rest of it. And I am trying to squeeze diamonds in when they were not lined up on my multiplacer. So let's just go back to single placing that bit, because obviously I am having a moment since coming back from having some food. Who would think food would do that to you? Emily, she says she can't believe it's June Waffle already. I can't believe we're hitting a third of the way through it. Quite frankly, it always flies by, and it's longer than the December event, but it seems to go by quicker. I mean, maybe that's because it's not got, you know, I suppose the added pressure of what December brings anyway, in the form of Christmas and everything else. So whether it's that or not, I don't know, but it always does seem to fly by so fast. But then when I look back, it feels like it's been a good long while. It's one of those weird times of year, I think. But then again, I don't know where May went, so it would be quite nice to at least have a record of where June went. Emily says, she says, the weather where she is amazing. She said, so she hopes it is for me too while I'm away. She says it was her birthday last week. Well, happy birthday for last week. She said she received some of my items, a tray, a pen and some cover paper, all of which are fantastic, and she says she loves them all and she wants to say thank you. Well, I'm so happy you were able to get some gifts for your birthday that you love, and I'm so happy that we could be a part of that. She says also, she says it looks, oh, I just knocked one of my labels off my tray. All the others seem to curl off each time, but they never actually fall off. But I've just knocked that one with my hand. She said it looks like the numbers 21 and 20 are next to each other in the bottom corner. They quite possibly are. There has ended up being a few that are next to each other. As we see, we've got 10 and 11, and we've actually got 12 down below it as well. Considering I put them on this way, we've still ended up with some in the same place vertically. But do you know what? That is what random is, I suppose. Sometimes it just picks something very similar or the same. My decision wheel can do the same sort of thing sometimes. So as much as I would love it to be what you could call a perfect random, you know, where things line up really, really nicely, and it looks random and you feel like it's the best random it could be, I recognise that that is not always the case. And as I've just said, that none of the stickers have actually fallen off, one has. Maybe I should do what I've been threatening to do since day one and actually get some tape out and actually put some tape on these stickers. I was just trying to save the extra task and thinking that it would be easier if I could just get through without having to do it. But there is a couple of trays that they just don't want to stick to. Anyway, let's go on to the last couple of numbers. Monique, so she's actually commenting on my Walking in the Rain Whip and Waffle. I think it's the one from just before Waffle started. She must have been playing a bit of catch up. She says, bonjours Rebecca. She says, first time doing a waffle. She says, and a heaven and earth design. She says that took her a week to prepare so far. She says she's done so many mistakes. She says maybe she should have chosen something easier for the June waffle. She says, but she is persistent and she will finish it. You can do it, and even if you don't actually finish the full heaven and earth design, which is definitely a bit of an epic feat if you've not done one before, at least doing a huge chunk of it will feel so much better for you to have sort of, you know, taken that dive into the unknown to the point that you can get somewhere with it. Anastasia says, hi Rebecca. She said she's also doing Artist Room beside me. She says, and she's numbered her sections just like mine. She says she is keeping up with me on colours, but she's using a 10 placer. And the little trick that I mentioned about using it to place multiple smaller bits down, she says even just single placing, she says you are so fast. See, I can't do the multi-placing and getting it to place in different parts. I can't do that. I can do the picking up less, so I can do picking up 1, 2, oh, I'm not even on camera. I can do the picking up of just 1 with a multi-placer, or picking up 2 if they're at the top. So I can do that for picking and choosing. But I can't, I know I've seen some people will pick up all the diamonds, but then they'll just place 2 in one place and place 1 in another. I can't figure that out. She says she did pause her painting and wait for me when I mixed up the E and the J. She said she also paused the video when she had to pluck a diamond with a hole off her painting. She said it's only fair. I love it. I love the little mini sense of competition that comes out sometimes, especially in the December Advent when a lot of us are all doing our painting that we launch. So a lot of us are doing the same one. Yeah, I absolutely love the competition that sort of goes on, and how some people are like, I've done it all in the right, you know, I've finished before you and all the rest of it. Absolutely love it. I'm all for a bit of competition, even if it's just a matter of somebody else doesn't know they're necessarily in one when they're diamond painting. I just think it makes it fun. But anyway, our artist girl has a head. Looks like we might actually get quite a bit of her before we're at the finale of this one. But yeah, I'm just trying to have a look. Oh, that was it, 13's down here. I've just seen 12, 15, 16, and it's like, oh, where's 13 and 14? So we do go down the bottom in a bit for a little while, but I am loving how this turns out. I am trying not to be major fussy over my multi-placing. I am definitely neater single placing, but when I look at it through the camera, it looks perfectly fine. So I am trying to teach myself to be happy with that and carry on from there. This has been tucked under my easel. You can see the cover papers have bent ever so slightly. They do go back flat once they've been flat for a while, or once they're in my paper holder. So I'm not worried about that, and the diamonds will also sort themselves out. But yeah, that is another section completed for today. We'll join up a little bit here for tomorrow, so hopefully you will join me for that, and we will get into the beginning of all of the June waffle comments, start getting updates. I know there's a few updates on things we've already discussed, and that all in these comments to come, so stay tuned for those, and of course any further updates afterwards. I will be doing a few longer Sunday whip and waffles to get caught up. By the looks of it, it's going to take me a couple of weeks to do that, but we should have some nice big fat long waffles hopefully coming up, and I can get ploughing through some of my big Diamond Art Studio painting that I kitted up before I started this one. But anyway, thank you all again so much for being here, and I'll speak to you all again tomorrow.